Welcome to Week 13 NFL Recap. Okay, so we got a lot on the agenda today, and starting off with the fact that me and Joseph got haircuts. So if you're wondering why I look like Humpty Dumpty, that's why. So
Hey, some are better than others. I'll say that. Actually, we all got haircuts. We all got haircuts, but Chris is kind of hiding
Chris just got the sides cut. That doesn't count.
Me too.
They shaved half your head. Your curls aren't even showing
She cut
anymore,
the tip
fatty.
a little bit. Jake, you literally got buzzed.
Yeah.
You have the bowl cut Edgar.
At least it isn't. At least I can't play. At least I don't have to play tic tac toe on my own forehead.
It looks kind of. It makes you look a lot more Mexican.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, back to football. First up, we talk about the thriller. Okay, but it was a pretty good game. Thursday night football, Cowboys versus Seahawks. Pretty crazy. What do you guys think?
The fact that wasn't on the agenda.
The fact that I don't care
I'm
about
tired of talking about the Cowboys. That's why I didn't put it on there. But I mean, if you guys
We didn't even.
All right, so next up on the agenda, we have Saints nearly complete a crazy 21-point comeback. What do you think about that?
Nearly doesn't mean nothing to me, even though the Lions, they kind of sucked the last couple weeks, almost losing to the Bears and then being destroyed by the Packers on Thanksgiving. I didn't think the Lions would come back and lose the game, but I also didn't think it was going to be like a high-scoring game or like a blowout by either side. The Saints, they were down big the first quarter. They were down like 21-0 in the first. The Lions, they got their offense going in the first quarter. They came back in the second half. I don't know, something clicked. They did pretty good, but I feel like they couldn't complete the comeback, and it was pretty cool to see Kamara get in the end zone a couple times and the Saints offense starting to click. I think Jimmy Graham got a touchdown. It was pretty cool, but
yeah,
we'll see if the Lions can start winning more games. But the Saints I think they're out of the playoff picture right now because the Falcons did win last week, so I don't think they could win the division if they keep losing games like these.
yeah. I don't know where Jacob went, but okay, there it is.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that game was crazy, but the Saints, I remember looking at it. So it was 21-0, right? And I was like, well, this game's over. So I changed it to I think it was the Broncos Texans game. I changed to that game, right? And then I didn't know that they almost came back to after Sunday Night Football because I didn't look back at the score, and then I was like, wait, it got that close? So that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
how did they score 33 points though? Did they get a safety or? Because I didn't watch anything past that.
They had 30. They had 35. No, so it was 24, and then they kicked a field goal. They got a touchdown, but then they went for 2, so it'd be 33.
Okay.
So it'd be 27.
Well, that game was interesting. I mean, obviously, first 7 minutes of the game was just complete domination. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, all of the players on that team were all getting their shares. It was just overall, it was a great performance. However, it was kind of sad to see them start slipping away in the end. But a win's a win, and they came off with the dub that week. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the Saints defense has I think they're top 5 the first few weeks of of the season, and then I showed during the game that they're now in 26th in total points. So, I mean, the offense isn't really that good, but the defense was the only good part about that team, and they completely fell off. So, I don't know. That's what I think the Saints offense is gonna have to do a lot more.
How y'all feel about Jameis Winston getting some playing time?
Oh yeah, I think Derek Carr. I don't know. I forgot where he hurt, but
we'll get to that later when we talk about our injuries. So yeah, that was pretty crazy.
And Joseph's gone.
Intermission.
But yeah, Derek Carr hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, Derek Carr hurt his shoulder, right? So that was crazy.
Joseph is back.
Joseph is back.
Sorry, I had my phone's like at 8%, so I was trying to plug it in, but then I realized my headphones are plugged into my phone, so it's either gonna die or we're gonna finish it before it dies.
So, with that on hand, let's talk about our next subject: the Steelers getting absolutely dog walked by the Cardinals at home. I mean, I'm just gonna let Chris handle this one. So, how do you feel about that?
I mean, Kenny Pickett got hurt, which really isn't like. I mean, Mitchell Trubisky, I think honestly he might be better than Kenny Pickett, but I mean that's definitely debatable. But um, what's it called? Oh yeah, the
Yeah, I
Cardinals.
mean,
So that one touchdown to the tight end, I think like Trey McBride or something, the guy in the back of the end zone. That was like probably one of the biggest calls of that entire game. So I mean that. I guess Steelers fans have something to blame, which is that. But I think it was a touchdown.
I mean, I didn't
I
really
don't know
see it, but
how much.
like there was a lot of delays because of the weather. It was thunderstorms and it was, I guess, more thunderstorms. So the game it actually finished at like 2:30 when it started at 10 because of the delays. So I guess you could blame the weather if you want to have an excuse. But James Conner, he got his revenge game. He used to be a Steeler. Now he's a Cardinal, obviously, and he played a great game. He had 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards on the ground. He just played well overall, and the Steelers, they couldn't stop him. And tough loss for the Steelers. We see that they're not a real team. Even if they're 7-5, they're not a team that's gonna do anything in the playoffs. If they even make the playoffs at this point, because the AFC in the hunt, there's a lot of teams that are close enough to just being a wild card spot. So
Yeah, and that
yeah,
entire
I mean,
division is close to
I
being
think it all comes down to the fact that I feel like that Kenny Pickett is just not a good fit at quarterback, and now that he's out, I don't. I just don't know what the Steelers are going to do now because now they have to start Mitchell Trubisky, the former number 2 overall pick, which is still crazy to think about. He's not good. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He's not good. As a man who has a dad as a Bears fan, he knows a lot about Mitch Trubisky, and from what I've heard from him is that he's not good. So I don't really know what he's gonna do because if I'm being honest, the Steelers like supporting cast isn't very uplifting. So I mean, who knows? I could be wrong. He could be the next Brock Purdy, but I highly doubt that.
yeah,
yeah.
I also want to point out that T.J. Watt, he was a little banged up in the end of the third quarter. He got a little hurt. I think he's good. I don't think he's gonna miss any games, but he was kind of limping, and there was a lot of injuries happening in that game. But it's a game that the Steelers needed to win, and they just didn't. They just didn't do that. And the weather, it was weird weather, a lot of injuries, and just a big upset for the Steelers. Cardinals great win. We'll see if they can. They can't make the playoffs at this point because they're that bad, but I think they should probably tank instead of trying to win games so they can get a better pick. But that's just me. So the win for the Cardinals, Steelers. They're looking like frauds, and we'll see if Mitch Trubisky can do anything to help that team that Kenny
Yeah.
Pickett couldn't.
Yeah, I just want to mention that Kenny Pickett is one of many quarterbacks to be hurt. Deshaun Watson out for the year. So I'm just going to list off some quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson, Deshaun Watson, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins. Who else? Oh, well, Trevor Lawrence just got hurt. Tyrod Taylor also had gotten hurt earlier in the year. PJ Walker. There's been a lot of quarterbacks that have gotten hurt this year.
You're wrong. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. He keeps saying he's
Maybe.
coming back. They're saying he's going to come back week 15.
No way.
His Achilles is torn.
They said
Like,
he's practicing.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's back
no,
at practice.
yeah. Here's the thing, Joe. When you practice, when you're alpha IR, that's like a 2-week gap. So basically, they're saying he'll start at week 15.
I mean, we'll see if it can happen. I mean, they really need him
It
at this
won't.
point. The Jets, they tried Tim Boyle, they tried Zach
He's going to
Wilson, that
end
didn't
his
work.
career if he even tries. If he even tries to
They're,
play, he's going to end his
they're
career.
gonna try Trevor Siemian. I mean, he's probably gonna retire anyways. I mean, I might as well just come back and try to carry my team before I retire, because I doubt he's gonna play another year,
Oh no,
unless like,
he's on a 2-year deal.
Yeah, he's on a 2 year
oh,
deal.
well, I guess he's this is like last couple years, and I feel like he's probably gonna try to finish off strong and make a story after tearing your Achilles and coming back. It's pretty hard to do that, recover that quick, but we'll see if he can do it, and we'll see what happens.
I think he can. He's Aaron Rodgers, so
He's built different.
he's done it all.
He's the closest thing to Tom Brady that we have right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he only
Because
has
no quarterback's that old and is like automatic Hall of Famer like Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. All right. Next up, we have the Broncos barely losing, ending the streak to the crazy good Texans. How you guys
I don't know
feel?
about crazy. I don't know about crazy good. There's been some games where they
Decent.
sucked. Above
to
average.
the solid Texans.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you've seen the interview. C.J. Stroud was definitely bummed to lose his duo in Tank Dell. I'm pretty sure he's off for the season, but I think it's really going to affect them. They do have Nico Collins. He had a great game. Like 10 catches, 190 yards, and a touchdown. He went crazy. But I feel like that team without Tank Dell is it's going to affect them a lot. And I feel like C.J. Stroud, he kind of misses his guy that he throws to all the time. But
He
I
also
think
said he's-
Fellow
it was
rookie.
I think it was a great win. The Broncos, they had a pretty good game. Russ was throwing a couple dots. He did have like 3 picks, I think, but most of them were just like he just threw it up to Cortland Sutton, and then he got picked because Derek Stingley knows how to read easy balls when they come to him. So good win for the Texans. The Broncos, they were just there. With 10 seconds, they just threw it up to some, I don't even know who it was. It was some random tight end. And he got intercepted, so. I
Yeah.
think the Broncos, their streak was definitely impressive, but it's come to an end.
Yeah.
By the way,
Russell
the
Wilson.
guy who made that pick at the end of the game, they said he was like set to
Practice
play
squad
that
out.
week after like training camp or whatever. So that's
Really?
pretty crazy for him. So I
Yeah.
guess that good for him. I mean, he just won
Right.
himself a starting position. So
Russell Wilson,
But, I
I think,
mean-
hasn't thrown a fourth quarter interception except for this last game. And they threw 2.
who has it? C.J. Stroud.
No, Russell Wilson.
Oh, I mean, he just didn't have like an amazing game. I mean, 3 interceptions, 1 to end the game. Which, by the way, I must say, I heard a lot of people saying that Russell Wilson didn't sell at the end of the game, but I don't think people realize that it was second down, or not second down, third down. So he could have just thrown it away because there was nobody open. Like he threw up a prayer, he had another down, and they still would have had time if he just threw the ball away. So I don't really know what he was thinking.
Yeah, I thought you should have thrown it away, but it's kind of hard to make the decisions in those split seconds.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
when he threw when he got the pick, there was like 9 seconds, so I doubt there would have been less time if he just threw it out of bounds. But you know, not everything could go your way. I would have liked to see a 4th and goal end of the game instead of a 3rd and goal prayer instead of a. I would have rather see a fourth and goal prayer instead of a 3rd and goal prayer. But still,
So
great
with
game for
the
the
Broncos.
Texans. I'm sad to see Tank Dell go down for the rest of the year, but we'll see if CJ Stroud can
Is that for the
continue his.
year?
Yeah,
Does he have an ankle injury?
I don't know what it
No.
was. I think it's ankle. He got his legs out on by a lineman, so like I'm pretty sure he's out for the year. Well, he might
By
miss
the
a
way,
lot of weeks.
by the way, at this point in the year, saying that someone's out for the year isn't like it's basically how it was like if Cooper Cup with how long he was out, he'd be considered like out for the year because we're just that deep into the NFL season. So
Yeah. He had an ankle.
I'm not like as phased as I used to be when people say he's out for the year. Well, that was nice. Let's talk about the Eagles. I'm kidding. Let's talk about the Niners. The Niners, okay. Pulling off a crazy beatdown on the Eagles. But I mean, let's be real. The Eagles were missing their star player, so you can't really blame them.
Who?
The refs. They didn't get a recall this game.
I mean, that one touchdown Debo scored, that was definitely holding on that
Oh,
receiver. Oh my god. I mean, that's the only time I haven't seen the refs on the Eagles side. But I mean, other than that, there is not even like the refs gonna have help the Eagles either because they lost 42-19. I mean, and the Niners were 3-point favorites, I think, going into that game. So, and they definitely crushed it. And the Eagles couldn't get anything going. They couldn't stop the Niners. Brock Purdy played a great game. Jalen Hurts couldn't really do anything. So, I mean, the Niners defense definitely has done better than what they've looked like in the past few weeks.
Just if I sound very bad, it's because I have to sacrifice my headphones for my charger, so my phone doesn't die on us because it's at 4%. But I'll try to sound better. Debo had a great game, like you said. The refs were on the Eagles side. I feel like the Niners, they owned the first quarter, and the rest of the game was just all. I mean, the Eagles owned the first quarter, and then the rest of the game, the Niners just took it away, and Brock Purdy made great plays, and the Niners, they definitely made a statement and showed that they're the best team in the league. I feel like they're the best team when they're healthy. But
Yeah.
we'll see what they can do. We'll see if the Eagles can beat Dallas. But we'll see what happens, and great win for them. Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I
the
mean,
Eagles have had a very tough stretch. I'm surprised they haven't lost more games, but I mean, once they get past this next week, I think it's all green grass. Jacob, what are you doing?
sorry, I was just
But
showing off my ice.
if they can get this next week with a dub, then I think they'll be good. And then the rest of the schedule is not that hard. But I mean, this stretch was definitely tough.
All right. Well, I mean, the Niners, they're just good, right? I mean, now this is the time where my bias comes in. I just want to say, if the past 3 weeks have taught me anything, is that Brock Purdy is not good. Okay, now hear me out. Hear me out. The numbers say he's great, right? But okay, hear me out. All right. So when Debo Samuel and Trent Williams were missing, how did he play? How did he play?
Terrible.
And
Horrible.
when they came back, how did he start playing?
Good.
Yeah. Your Honor, I rest my case.
Yeah.
Now, except I don't want to talk about the Niners or the Eagles, let's move on to our last subject, or our second to last subject. Packers upset the Chiefs at home. At home.
Uh,
Cheeseheads rejoice. I mean, I think, I mean, you could tell Travis Kelce was trying to flop at the end of the game on that last play. That was a
I know, that was so funny. He went.
horrible flop. He like bent down on the dude. But anyway, Christian Watson played great. He got a little banged up at the end. I don't know what happened. I think it was his hamstring or ankle or something. But Jordan Love was throwing absolute dimes to Christian Watson. That one touchdown in the corner of the end, or in the back of the end zone was crazy. And then there was the one fourth down play where he just threw it up to Romeo Dobbs, and it came down with it. That was also a very good play. That set up the touchdown. So, I mean, the Packers have been playing really good in the past few games. And they beat the Lions and Chiefs back to back. So, things are looking up.
yeah. I feel like the Packers receivers. They're definitely underrated. I mean, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson. They didn't start off the year too good, but they've definitely made a statement that the Packers. They're definitely an NFC playoff team, wildcard team. I feel like the Vikings, they might fall back to in the hunt, and the Packers might move up. I don't know if they've already moved up, but I feel like the Packers have a great chance of making the playoffs, even though they started pretty bad. I mean, 3-6, and then now you're now you're even in wins and losses. Just it's great for the Packers, Chiefs. I think they're definitely frauds. I mean, their defense got exposed. Their offense couldn't get going. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the Packers, they played a great game. The Chiefs not so much. So we'll see if the Packers can keep winning games and if the Chiefs start to go in a slump. and start losing games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Vikings are the 6th seed, so they will be going to Detroit, and then the Packers are at the 7th seed right now. They would be going to San Francisco.
And then we play the Falcons.
Yeah.
Who's the 7th seed?
The Packers.
Oh, they're
So
on the
they
playoff.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the Packers would go to San Francisco, play Niners, and the Vikings would go to Detroit, and then the Cowboys would go to the Falcons, and then the Eagles would play the lowest remaining seed. So that's what that playoff pictures look like.
Yeah, I mean, that's good for the Packers and all, but everyone keeps like, and by everyone I mean everything I see on the internet. I keep hearing that that the Packers have a third straight Hall of Fame quarterback. Like literally every time you search up Packers, that's all they talk about is a third straight. Jordan Love is not. He's not a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Dude,
He's from
he's like
Bakersfield.
2 years.
Yeah,
That's like
I know.
it's like saying Josh Dobbs is a Hall of Fame quarterback because he had a good season this year.
That's what these Packers fans are saying. It's crazy,
Well,
but
it's a little too early because it's his first season started.
Justin, what percent are you at right now?
6.
He's charging it, right? He's charging it.
Oh.
I mean,
Well,
if
I
it's
thought we were
that
gonna.
bad, I could like. If it's that
no,
bad, then
it's not bad.
okay.
So next on our agenda, our last subject is Monday Night Football. Prime time. It was a pretty crazy game. I kind of fell asleep at like the first quarter, but then the rest of the game I was like on like the edge of my seat. Right. It was pretty crazy. So what do you guys think about that game?
Uh, Trevor went down. Christian Kirk went down. Obviously, Joe Burrow went down a couple weeks ago. I just feel like there was the Jaguar side. They had a lot of injuries. Christian Kirk, he's their number one receiver. I'm pretty sure he's the number one receiver behind Ridley, well, in front of Ridley actually. But Trevor going down, I don't even know who the backup is. He didn't play bad, but they obviously didn't come out with
He
the win.
didn't do enough.
Jake Browning, he played a great game. 300
That'd be
something
great.
yards, 2 touchdowns. He did what he had to, and he definitely came to play. Even on the road, they still got a great win. It's against the Jaguars team who was 8-3 coming into the game. And the Bengals, they were behind 50%. But now they're 50%. So I feel like it's good for them. I don't know if they can make the playoffs because the AFC, like the wild card spots, they're really tough because obviously you got a bunch of 7-5 teams. The Colts, the Texans.
The Colts are 7-5.
Is.
No way.
And then you got the Bengals behind them. So I don't know if they'll be able to make the playoffs, but it was definitely an impressive win. And I feel like they played a great game. Oh, also, not to mention Jamar Chase having one of the best games of his season yet, except the Cardinals game because there's nothing that can beat that. He's definitely came back to life. He was definitely off to a slow start this season, but Jamar Chase, he had a great game, a lot of points for fantasy owners, but I don't know if he can continue to streak, but hopefully, because a lot of people drafted him second overall instead of Christian McCaffrey. So.
Yeah, but the Bengals might actually have some playoff hopes. They're 6-6, sitting at 500. They haven't won a division game yet. They're 0-4 in division games, so that's why they're at the 10 spot. And if they have won at least like 2 out of the 4, they might be a little bit higher. But they're sitting at number 10 in the AFC, so maybe, just maybe, Jake Browning could get them to the playoffs if he keeps playing like he did.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I thought y'all were talking about like. I thought you were saying the Jags haven't won a game in their division. I was like, what? But yeah, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Jake Browning actually looked good. Like he actually looked like a capable quarterback. Um, did you know he had 58 touchdowns in high school, in his senior high school?
That's crazy.
I
I
had no
mean,
idea. So
some random thing in like North Dakota. So I mean, now that I say that, it's not as impressive. But I just want to point. That's probably not even accurate. I just saw it on a video, and everything that I see on videos, and I look it up later. It turns out it was totally wrong. So
Let's see.
that's
take
the
it with a grain
internet
of
for
salt.
you.
Yeah, I mean, well, I must say, boys, that was a great recap.
It,
I hope that everyone watching, I hope this video made your day better. Is us
whoa,
signing
whoa,
off.
whoa, 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 whoa! It says he threw for 91 touchdown passes. As a senior, he threw for a national record 91 touchdown passes. He also passed for a
Jake
California
Browning,
record of 5,790 yards, which broke the record from his junior year.
Jake
Yes,
Browning.
Jake Browning. Yes, Jake Browning. That's what
How could? How did we not see this coming? Like, was he
But
taken
it
this
says
year?
Where did he go to school? Where did he go to school at?
no clue. No. Folsom,
He's from California?
I guess.
I thought he was like from some no-name country like North Dakota or Wisconsin.
Yeah. But
That's
that's what it
crazy.
says. 91 touchdown passes.
Well, we hope this video made your day better. This is us signing off. Have a great day.